This video will introduce you to the Department of Public Instruction's emotional regulation plans. The overarching goal of the emotional regulation plan is to help students cope with stressful events at school. DPI has developed 3 emotional regulation plans, one that's meant for early childhood, one that's meant for intermediate elementary, and one that's meant for secondary. But certainly you'll want to consider the developmental level of your student as you go through and pick which emotional regulation plan is appropriate. When you download each plan, you'll see a quick tip sheet that goes through some essential components that you'll need to think about prior to engaging with a student on the plan. So please be sure to read those before you start going into the plan with students. So if you go below this video, you'll be able to see demonstrations of all 3 emotional regulation plans in action. Regardless of which one you pick, all 3 emotional regulation plans are set up essentially in the same way. First, you'll talk with the student about the event at school that generates a strong feeling and the strong feelings that are generated as a result of that event. From there, you'll talk about what the primary behavioral response is for the student when they're feeling that strong emotion. So let's say a student says that they're feeling mad or angry. You'll talk with them about, well, what happens then? Are you more likely to flee a situation? Are you more likely to fight in that situation? Or are you more likely to freeze and shut down? After you go through that conversation, you'll talk about what strategies that student can employ instead of what their traditional behavioral response is. After that, you'll have the students talk about what the adults in the environment can do so that they can avoid re-triggering the student or making the student feel more frustrated or more agitated. When that's all said and done, you'll talk with the student about who should be on their support team as a whole, so outside of you, other adults in their world, both within the school but also outside of the school in their family and in their community, who would be important people to interact with the emotional regulation plan. And then from there, you'll be able to compile all of the information in what we call a social narrative, which is an evidence-based practice that helps students internalize a new concept or a skill, but also doubles as information given to the adults, particularly new adults in the environment, like substitute teachers, who may only interact with students on an intermittent basis. So thank you very much for your dedication and your commitment to helping kids regulate their emotions. As educators, we have the great ability of being protective factors in the lives of students. So thank you and good luck. And as always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.